Welcome to the Indie Corner After Dark, where we don't talk about all things independent comics, but everything comics. I'm Mikey, and joining me today is Rebecca. And
Hi.
today we're just returning after a brief hiatus. I was on vacation, so that's why we weren't posting anything for a little bit. But yeah, now we're just getting back into things, and just a lot of stuff has been announced and has come out in the past like week or two. So yeah, we're just gonna have a go through the list of what's been going on, and we'll just get right into it. Yeah, so thanks Rebecca for joining me today.
Yep.
Word over word. All right, so today on the list of topics to talk about, so we're gonna talk about Joe Quesada, who's been the editor in chief of Marvel Comics since since like the '90s, I think like '98. I'm gonna say '98, even though it's probably wrong. Um, but after 22 years of his career in Marvel, he's decided to leave. Um, which I wanted to put this in here. Just this is mostly just topic, mostly just for me because I'm a huge Joe Quesada fan. He was one of my favorite artists. He is one of my favorite artists in comics, like to this day, ever since I was a child. Because I loved his one of the first things I ever saw him do was Marvel Knights Daredevil with Kevin Smith, and then and David Mack's run as well, which is like my favorite Daredevil stuff of all time. But yeah, he decided to leave. Like he's been a part of Marvel ever since since like the late '90s, early 2000s, as the editor in chief, and he decided to dip to pursue other endeavors. Yeah, but Rebecca, have you ever like at least heard of Joe Quesada or like know any of the work that he's done?
I've heard of him in the I know kind of stuff about Marvel way. I
Yeah,
can't say I'm like super familiar with like any creator.
yeah, okay, fair enough. Um, but yeah, so I'm just gonna just read off of this article that's from IGN because this was reported like 2 weeks ago on the 31st. But yeah, former editor in chief Joe Quesada leaves Marvel after 22 years. And then it's just saying like Joe Quesada, former Marvel Comics editor in chief and current executive vice president and creative director of Marvel Entertainment, has announced he's leaving the company after 22 years. Quesada made the surprise announcement via Twitter, telling fans after 2+ decades hasn't really been that long in parentheses. The time has come for me to move on. As you can imagine, my love for the company, its characters, and all my coworkers runs deep, but I have an exciting new chapter that's about to begin. So the time feels right. And yeah, that's like the opening statement that he made, but he posted a actual like manifesto of his like resigning on Twitter. And yeah, it's I don't know. That's all. I don't really have much to say on the fact that like, damn, like, I'm gonna, I'm, I'm gonna miss his stuff at Marvel, but at the same time, it's just, I feel like, yeah, it's not like when Dan DiDio left DC, it was like, oh, like this man was fired unjustly. Nah, but in this case, like, no, I feel like this was his time to move on and just pursue his own endeavors in his career.
Yeah. Has
So,
he announced what he's going on to do?
I'm not sure yet. Actually, no, I don't think so. I don't think he's really announced anything yet. But I'm looking forward to knowing what he's going to be doing next. Um, but yeah, and just to get some background on him, he originally started at Valiant Comics when it started in the late '80s, early '90s. He did the Ninjak books, and I remember seeing those covers from those books back in the day. But obviously, everyone knows him from his time at Marvel in the mid '90s, especially like during '98 when him and famous and his fellow like best friend and artist slash anchor Jimmy Palmiotti, they created their own company at the time called Event Publications, where they were doing a lot of their own indie books at the time. And then once Marvel, got good old Marvel got bankrupt during the comics bust back in the '90s, they tacked on Jimmy and Joe with their company to publish their own line of comics and Marvel known as Marvel Knights, which is like it's like honestly some of the best stuff in Marvel like back then. Even till now, I love Marvel Knights because of Daredevil, Black Panther, all them good line of books, and he's just been there ever since. And got rose up the ranks and became editor in chief and all that stuff. But yeah, man, listen, good for him. You know what? It's he had a great career, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he does next.
Yeah, I can only assume if you're gonna leave like a big company with that, you're either starting your own or
Mhm.
working for another like startup, you know?
Yeah. It's not gonna be like Bendis, where like when it was so hyped, the fact that like when he left Marvel and like DC scooped him up and hyped him up so much, but then ended up being a shit show. It's not gonna be like that with him, you know. He actually like hasn't given up on comics and just storytelling, not like Bendis or anything like that. But yeah, good for him. That's all. Do you have anything else to say on Joe Quesada leaving Marvel?
I think I'm good.
Good, yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I wonder if he. I hope he goes back into more indie stuff. I don't want him to go to like another. I don't want him to go to like another big publisher. I don't want him to go like to DC or whatever. But dude, like if look, as long as he does his own stuff, that's cool. And if people want to like check out more stuff with him, like in terms of like video wise, he's a part of this collective called the I don't know if you've heard of it, Rebecca, but it's called the Unofficial Drink and Draw Social Club, where like it's like a YouTube podcast that he does with like artists like Dave Stewart and Dave Johnson and a bunch of other like famous artists, where they just like it's just a chill drink and draw. They just talk about comics and art and like the industry. It's really, I recommend everyone check it out. I'll put a link in the video so you guys can check that out. But yeah, I watch it all the time. It's great. But yeah, so next topic that we're going to be talking about. So a little trailer came out during Netflix Geek Week. Yeah, I think it was called. It was like a little event that they have every 4 days to announce their new movies and their new TV shows. Yeah, a little trailer came out for a Neil Gaiman property known as the Sandman, which has been in the works for a while and has been very hyped up and teased. We have this like the first official footage came out during Geek Week like a few days ago. But yeah. So I mean, Rebecca, you said you've not seen the trailer, right?
No, I didn't have Netflix until my friend gave me the password like a day ago. So
Oh
I've
shit.
been kind of
Okay.
like off of whatever's been happening over there.
Facts, you're mooching. Listen, no, we don't listen. We don't judge when it comes to mooching. We all do it. No one has their own account these days. We just use other
Yeah.
people's.
Who can afford it?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so we'll check out the trailer. Obviously, the Sandman is was I think it's over. It's been over for a minute now. But it was a series that came out in like the 80s under the line Vertigo, which is the imprint, well, the former imprint of DC. Now it's just Black Label now. But yeah. So then yeah, this is going to be the first series based off of the property, which I am very excited about. But yeah, so we'll take a look at it right quick. Let me just screen share. Hold up now. Hold up now. I didn't silly me. I didn't put the audio. Oh my gosh, yeah, I didn't put the audio. Okay, so we'll do that. Boop, boop. Yeah, so we'll just get right into it.
I'm the king of dreams, ruler of the nightmare realm.
What are you doing here, Atty? He's coming. Morpheus, Delirium, you know the Sandman. He's a fairy story, Atty. He's no fairy story. He's back. Did you know? Put your hands! Put your hands now! Forgive me, sire of the palace, the realm. They are not as you left them. With you gone, the realm began to decay and crumble.
The dreams and nightmares no longer seem to recognize the monster. You remind them.
He's free.
He's out of his cage.
Yeah, so yeah, coming out August 5th, which is great that it's coming out so soon. But yeah, so Rebecca, what are your thoughts on this trailer that they dropped?
I think looks interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't taken the plunge into Sandman yet,
Neither have
just
I.
because there's so much of it.
Mhm.
I've seen like pages though, and I see what they're going for. I think it's hard for anything to kind of capture that style of like the comics, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, the one thing I would be kind of nervous about with this is just because it's Netflix, and I don't think we've seen a high budget like superhero stuff since well, I guess Umbrella Academy, right?
Yeah.
So I think they can like pull it off, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it being like long form is might like hurt it depending how much they want to like put into it or not, you know?
Okay, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I also have a commonality with you. I've not read Sandman, which is like I hear is be like as a comic book fan, you have to read Sandman
Yeah.
because it's like
It's
so
on the list that
yeah,
I'm never gonna read until someone makes me read.
yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. It's like I know for a fact that like after seeing this trailer and being like, whoa, this is a lot. Like, I'm definitely going to start reading it before at least read some of it before the show comes out. But yeah, I do understand that like, you're a little bit worried in terms of like in terms of like, when it's like the only superhero thing they have is in terms of like that's adapted from a comic is Umbrella Academy. So like and I don't know like how far they're gonna go, but apparently like this show is like very expensive. Like the
Is it?
budget. Oh yeah, I'm gonna try to look up.
Sandman.
They're in like the multi. Last time I heard it was like maybe like over I got like 300 million. I think they've been putting into this. But I could be wrong.
Can Netflix afford that right now? Because I
I
feel like they're
mean,
going down.
Netflix loves to uh just start cutting checks. Actually, no, I'm wrong. So yeah, it says that it is around 165 million, and it's gonna cost 15 million per episode, and there's 11 episodes in the show. So
Okay.
well, it's the most that they've spent. It's like the biggest budget that they've spent on the show so far. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I just don't know. I don't just don't know much about the Sandman universe. I know my basic stuff in terms of like the Endless and how they functioned in DC Comics.
That's
Uh,
more than I know.
yeah,
I'm entirely like talking out of my ass right now.
Oh, really? Well, I mean, I'll go off of what I know. So, like, basically, like, there's the Sandman comics focus on Morpheus or Dream, who is the main character, obviously, in the series,
Mhm.
and is uh and like his family, which are known as like the Endless, and they're basically like they're the primordial forces of like the universe. So, like, he has a little sister. Well, his older sister is Death, and he has a sister named Desire and Delirium, and it's one of those type of deals where like each sibling stands for something important in the universe. And yeah, I mean, and he's the king of like the dream realm, so all of like humanity's dreams are focused through that realm. And this basically the synopsis of the book, and I guess the show as well, is that he was captured by this cult and contained, so he was outside of the dream realm for, in the book it was around 70 years, but well, granted, because they started he was captured in like the 1910s or 1920s, and then ended up escaping in the 80s, which when the book was created. But obviously it's going to be from the 1920s to the present, so now, so it's going to be around like over a little over 100 years. So like the dream, since he wasn't there to, he wasn't in his dream realm. The dream realm kingdom is kind of like corrupted and just like old and broken. So he has to basically get his artifacts that he has. So like you see him wearing a really cool like helmet. That's one of his like artifacts that gives him his abilities. And yeah, that's basically it. It's just like a very mythical type of book. And obviously the thing is like I haven't read Sandman, but I've read stuff in the Sandman universe. Like the only things I've read in the Sandman universe is Constantine and Lucifer. and that's basically it. Yeah. But yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a cool show. I know for a fact that Constantine is in this show.
Is he?
No, but yeah, it's a different Constantine. It's if you saw that woman with the trench coat, she goes by Joanna Constantine, who's actually she isn't a new creation for the show. She's actually John Constantine's ancestor. But I think they're changing it up because they can't use Constantine and be like, oh no, she's just Constantine, but just gender bent, basically.
She just splurge on the main character.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know how I feel about it, but I mean, hey, listen, as long as they have a Constantine in there, I'm fine with it. And who knows? They could be like, John Constantine's like her brother or something. I don't know.
Well, if Netflix goes down and this inevitably moves to HBO Max, maybe they can afford him.
Maybe no. Cause I don't think they'll use him because apparently they have plans for Constantine. Like J.J. Abrams is trying to do Justice League Dark for HBO Max, and obviously you can't have Justice League Dark without Constantine. So.
J.J. Abrams wants to do Justice League Dark.
Yeah. That's been news for a minute. That's been news for a while now. He wants to do Justice League Dark.
I don't think J.J. Abrams would be good for that, but okay.
I mean, listen, I never said Warner Brothers makes good decisions. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. This is August 5th. I gotta start reading the comics, so that's like the most important thing. But any other thoughts on Sandman?
No, I'm good.
Cool. All right, so the next thing that we're going to talk about, and again, I wish Matt was here, but we're talking about the Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts has gotten in a new director. Also, funny enough, like the fact that like wasn't there like I think it's kind of funny that like Marvel news just like coming out in the open when they're trying to keep it a secret.
Was this supposed to be a secret?
I mean. I would have assumed so because they never said they were doing Thunderbolts, but like everyone only speculated.
How are you going to say that when for the past like 3 years you've been like they're doing Thunderbolts, they're doing Thunderbolts?
Speculated, but like Kevin Feige has not opened his mouth. That's when we get confirmation when this man opens his mouth saying we're doing Thunderbolts, like So, but they're doing Thunderbolts, baby. Let's go! I was so happy. Granted, because I was right while y'all were telling me I was wrong.
You're gonna be there opening night with the giant popcorn and the drink.
Fuck yeah. I can't wait. Thing is, like, I'm not even a Thunderbolts like fan. I just
you gotta be now. You're their number one fan.
That's true. Yeah. I did read the most recent run. The one that had like Red Hulk and Punisher and Daredevil that came out like a couple of years ago. But yeah, Thunderbolts is getting a new director. Let me just pull up the article here. Yeah, so the guys, I've never even heard of this guy. It said, Marvel's Thunderbolts movie taps Jake Schreier as director. And I don't really know Jake Schreier's work at all. I
wasn't familiar with the name.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to look up his filmography just because I've not heard of this guy. But granted, Marvel has a tendency to cast like unknown directors. Wow. Okay, I'm already nervous. Wow.
what do we got?
So he's only directed. Oh wait, did he direct this? Please, did he? He did. He only directed around like 5 projects. So he did a movie called Robot and Frank. I've never even heard of this movie. I mean, it's on Roku, so I mean, you could tell how low key this movie is. It has an 86% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is good. The other movie that I think the only well-known movie he's ever done is he directed Paper Towns, and that movie was not good.
Wait, did you see Paper Towns?
I did. Well,
I didn't see Paper Towns. What
thing is, like,
Who's watching Paper Towns?
I didn't watch it. No, so what had happened was my sister was watching it. I was just there. So that's the truth. But yeah. Well, granted, like he did Paper Towns. I'm like, that movie was just trash. Whereas it's not my type of movie. So, because I wasn't the one watching it. But but yeah. So I guess he has like 3 other unknown projects that I've never heard of. But yeah, he's doing Thunderbolts. Well, at least Marvel. At least like I don't know what to say on like good for him. But like granted, Marvel likes to get unknowns to direct their stuff, so they can mold them into their formula. So yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts on this happening?
Uh I feel like some of it's a little weird because I feel like some of the characters they're using like weren't good in their movies.
Okay.
So I guess it's a chance at redemption. But I'll say this. If at any point in the movie they say, "What are we?" some kind of Suicide Squad, I will give it a 10 out of 10, regardless of what the rest of the movie is.
I will literally clap. I will stand up being like Shia LaBeouf in the Shia LaBeouf murderer video where he's just clapping at the end. That'd be me in the theater. Yeah. That. But yeah, let me actually read some of the article that it says here. Yeah, it says, so Marvel Studios' top secret Thunderbolts movie looks to have gained a momentum as Deadline has learned that Jake Schreier is said as director of the new Marvel Temple. Black Widow scribe Eric Pearson is penning the script. Oh, so like, so the
yeah, I saw that too. I was like, oh.
I mean, we did our review for Black Widow when we were on the show. I said that I actually liked the movie. I
did not.
Yeah, you said you did not like it at all. So I mean, it's well. I mean, listen. At least he's getting work. I'm not gonna brag.
Even bad writers have to eat.
So it says not much is known about the plot of the film, other than that it revolves around a group of villains who are sent on missions commissioned by the government. Another element.
What are these? Some kind of suicide?
Okay, Rebecca. Another element that remains vague is which characters will be part of this team, since the film is technically still in its development. Though sources say Marvel has been in touch with certain individuals who already are part of the MCU to make sure to keep an opening in their schedules for next summer when it shoots. Oh, so it shoots next summer. Interesting. I will say this though, I know you said that like some of the characters that they'll use that they were not that great in their own movies, but granted, I like the roster that they got though. So it even says it here, the roster that they're talking about. It says that that said, some of the characters who could potentially be appearing in the film, including Baron Zemo, which is like, yes, I need more Zemo. Elena Belova, love her. Ghost, because they forgot that Ghost. Think about it. I said this when we were talking, but this is the exact roster I was thinking because Ghost was I think one of the instances where like they didn't kill a villain in their movies because like she's alive. So like they were thinking Thunderbolts when they kept her alive. I know that they did. So yeah, so Ghost, Taskmaster. I was about to say my boy, but not a boy. Taskmaster, the Abomination, U.S. Agent, and the Winter Soldier. I doubt that they'll use Bucky in this, but granted, like, what else is Bucky gonna do? So that kind of makes sense.
That did make me think of one thing I saw though.
Yeah.
Someone was saying like it doesn't make sense for it to be like the same Taskmaster because like if you're like this like mind controlled chick who like she was in Black Widow or whatever, why would you still want to like take orders from like the government? You know,
that's true.
I don't know. Especially if Yelena's gonna be in there too.
Yeah, but I feel like Taskmaster wouldn't do it if Yelena wasn't a part of it because they got that sisterhood mentality with the widows and whatnot. So I don't know. But yeah, I like the roster, even though I said this before when we did like Falcon Winter Soldier, like back almost like last year. I wish they didn't kill Batroc the Leaper because I would have loved him to be in on this. Honestly, in my back of my mind, I still don't think he's dead. I refuse to accept it. Because it would be funny as fuck if he's just the comedic relief. He's the guy that dies all the time. And like because he's just a dude that jumps well.
Do you think they should bring him back just to kill him again?
Yes. One, give George St. Pierre some more work. Give GSP more work because he's great. and then kill him. You know, why not? But I will say this though, I'm curious how they're gonna go about it now because obviously William Hurt, the actor who played Thunderbolt Ross, he passed away. I think I think a few months ago.
Something
So
like that.
yeah, so I feel like they were planning on maybe doing a Red Hulk situation. And I even said this in Black Widow, where they said that she mentioned that he was ill, and obviously making herself into a Hulk is one of the best cues you can do. So yeah, maybe that was the route they were gonna take, but obviously that can't happen now. So at least they have Abomination to fill that role. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I'm hyped as hell for it. I mean, I
You
gotta
gotta be. You can't back down now.
I can't back down now. Yeah. So as long as they keep that roster that they got going on, I think that'd be really cool. I want to see what they do with Ghost though, because I think Ghost is a cool. I didn't actually like Ghost in Ant-Man and the Wasp. I thought the powers and all that stuff looked cool. So yeah. What any other thoughts on this, Rebecca? Before we move on.
I think that's all I got for now.
Okay, cool. All right. So just to move on, so another show came out. A show came out on Disney Plus last Thursday. A small character. The character is not really that important. Just kidding. Obviously, I'm joking. But yeah. So Miss Marvel, Miss Marvel got her own. Episode 1 came out on Thursday, and I think we both watched it, Rebecca.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously we'll talk about our first impressions. I mean, if you want, I think we want to do spoilery first, I guess, and then go into spoilers.
I
or
guess
something
I feel like
straight
there's
spoiler.
not that many spoilers to actually
Yeah, that's true.
go over.
Because the show just started. But yeah, what are your thoughts on what are your first impressions after seeing the first episode of Miss Marvel, Rebecca?
I really liked it, like more
Mhm.
than I thought I was going to.
Mm-hmm.
I like how everything's like really colorful. I feel like usually it's kind of just like gray in a lot of these shows.
Yeah, word.
So I like that everything is like super saturated and stuff like that. I think all the characters are, I don't know if likable's the
Mhm.
best word for some of them, but like well written. You don't like hate any of the characters, you know?
Yeah.
My only like problem, and I was talking about this in our Discord the other day, I think some of the dialogue is not very well written.
Mm.
Like I said, take a shot every time they talk about her living in a fantasy world. They say it like 10 times in the episode. It's like, we get it.
Yeah,
know?
I mean, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
But that's like my only major criticism.
Okay.
Actually, I guess I'll save it for spoilers because I got one, but it's like not like serious one.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say this to start. I mean, granted, okay, I'll say this just to give some background. I love this character. I love the comics. If you haven't read the G. Willow Wilson debut, like run where they introduced the character, read it. You have to read it. It's phenomenal. So when this show was announced, I had very high standards for it, especially when they casted Amon Vellani. She's an unknown. So I was like, listen, man, I know Marvel's had some success with unknown actors, but like I was nervous. And then we kept getting trailers, and I was like, okay, like I can see the vibe going on, like, but I have to still wait. So now that the show's out, watch first episode, I can wholly say I love it. Like I love it. They've definitely captured the vibe of the comics to a T. Especially what's it called in terms of the directing, because they got I forget who they are, but they're these hot directors right now that just came on the scene because they directed Bad Boys for Life, and I loved that movie. I'm trying to look up Bilal Fallah and Adil El Arbi. They're a directing duo. They're amazing, and they're doing a lot of very interesting stuff in terms of directing, and especially we said the color, like the look of the show with cinematography, very bright, very colorful. And like I love the fact that obviously because of Kamala, the biggest part of her character is that she's a fangirl of the Marvel superheroes, the Marvel universe. So the fact that how we're seeing not just like her world, but like how she perceives her world through, you know, her fangirl mind. And like my favorite shot in the show is the one shot where she's talking to Bruno like about like what costume that she should make, and you see like the graffiti's coming to life, and it's just I loved it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of like 2D animation, so anytime like it gets thrown in something live action, I'm like, ooh, I like that.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I thought that was super well done. The first 10 minutes where we get her interpretation of the battle at the end of Endgame and just talk about her admiration for Captain Marvel, was like, this is so cute. This is like so fun, because it's like it was like a stop motion type of animated deal. Like we used to make stop motion stuff like back in the day when we were kids. So like it was just, I thought it was so fun.
I also like that they made the change from her writing like real person fan fiction to her just like making YouTube videos. I feel like that's a little less cringy of a hobby, but it still like works, you know?
Exactly, because speaking of like the whole fan fiction thing, because Miss Marvel came out around the time where like Tumblr was at its peak. So like that kind of so like I like that was a good transition, because obviously Tumblr's dead now. So like, you know,
it's not dead. Some of us are still there.
Okay, not completely dead, but getting.
I wish it was dead, but
but yeah, like the YouTube video transition, that was so great. But this like, I love the character, like the characters, like again, her fangirliness is still there. The way in terms of like her Pakistani culture is still there. Her relationship with Bruno, I love Bruno in the comics as well as I like him in the show so far. Obviously, you can tell that Bruno has a little crush on her, which is what happens in the comics. I think it's really nice. The contact with her family, and obviously, like the whole what attracts me with this character, which I think is so relatable in terms of like myself, is the fact that like it's a first generation American with her immigrant family, and like kind of like the butting of heads that happens, because I deal with that with my own family. So I love that in this. But yeah, Aman Vellani, I think is this role was made for her. Like you can tell that like she loves this character so much, where like she puts herself into the role, because I feel like she can relate so much with the character, and it shows.
I saw some or I didn't see them, but I was like reading some of the in-read stuff. She knows her stuff too.
Yeah, no, she's a comic book fan. Like she said she's been reading comics like almost her whole life, I think. So yeah, she knows her stuff. And yeah, I think, because I also watched like some interviews with her, and like I think Disney Plus put like a little like behind this like a little sneak peek with Captain Miss Marvel to know the character. But like she dressed up as Miss Marvel for like her 15th for when she was 15 years old for Halloween.
That's so cute. I love that for her.
Yeah, because she said that like, you know, obviously like most people, she got into the Marvel universe through the MCU, through Iron Man, all that stuff, and then every said like her parents just give her an allowance, which is like, for me, like, what is an allowance? I don't know what that is. But like she used to spend all of her allowance money just on comic books, because she was hooked ever since the MCU. So she kept reading a lot of Iron Man, because she loved Robert Downey Jr. Then she saw Miss Marvel, and she was like, that was her. That was like when her mind was blown, and then she was hooked ever since, and loved this character. Now she is this character. Like it's such a cute, like, fun story in terms of like,
happy for her.
Yeah, I'm so happy for her as well. But yeah, I love her. She has her youthful energy, all that stuff. It's so good in here. But yeah, so actually, no. So what do you think of? Because obviously, like, some people are either complaining about it or like appreciating it on social media. But like, what do you think of the change with her powers? And like, even though we got like a brief instance of what that looks like, and obviously we have to see more. But what do you think of the whole power change?
I think stretchy powers look weird in live action, period.
Yeah.
Like even when they were showing it in these shows and it's like purple or whatever, I was still like, oh, that's a little weird.
Okay.
Which is kind of the point for her character. That's supposed to be like weird. But I think for what it is, it looked good. I don't mind the change too much, because I feel like you're gonna have to change it either way if you don't want to talk about like Inhumans bullshit.
Yeah. For sure.
I don't think it's a super big deal as long as like the fundamental like whatever is still there, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I think that things like I'm used to, because I read the comics. I'm used to her like her stretchy powers and like what she calls embiggening and all that stuff.
Well, it looks good when it's drawn. It just
looks
doesn't
good when it's
look
drawn.
right when it's on like a real person.
Yeah. I still kind of think it would have worked in live action because in the comic, every time she does that, every time she uses her powers, like she gets like a golden aura like around like her any part that's like any part of her body that's affected. So like I feel like if you had that aura, would have been in it, it would have, I think it would have looked like at least better. But I think the energy powers are cool though. I mean, the only reason why they changed it is because, well, I think they obviously, we said like stretchy powers looking weird, it would be a factor, but like she wants, I think they want her to be more connected to like the Marvel, to Captain Marvel in some way. So
Part
like,
of me,
yeah,
sorry to interrupt.
yeah,
Part of me thinks that they're gonna pull one of those things where like the power was in her the whole time and she doesn't actually need the bracelet to do it.
I hope not.
I have a feeling that's where it's gonna go. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know.
Yeah, I hope not. But I feel like they're connecting her to the Marvel family in some way. I've been theories that people think that the bracelet is one of the quantum bands or the nega bands, which is a thing in Marvel comics. What do you think? That would make sense. But yeah, I'm looking. I don't know. I love this for them. So I thought it was. I could not stop smiling. Like I just couldn't stop because I was just like, this is so cute. This is so fun.
It's a cute show, and this is what I was gonna complain about slightly earlier. It's not really a complaint. It's just me like saying it. I think this is gonna give kids the wrong impression of what a first year con looks like. They were at a rave basically. They needed to be in like an empty ass hotel conference room with like 5 booths.
Okay, honestly, yeah, that's true. I was like, for an Avengers con in Jersey City, I was like, this looks great. Like, I was like, this looks
I want
really
to go to
cool.
that instead of whatever, you know.
Yeah, Nittany Con bullshit. But yeah, nah, it's kids, if you're watching this game in terms of like your first convention, unless it's like you're gonna do what I did and go to New York Comic Con for your first convention. If you want to go to a small one, they're not gonna look like that. They're not gonna have like giant like Ant-Man heads and stuff on it and like Thor's hammers and stuff. But yeah, I like this show a lot. Also, I love her little like Carol Danvers costume that she makes. I think it's really
the little mohawk she put on.
The mohawk glowed too. That was really cool. And the thing is, like, it sucks because obviously they did this for the plot. Spoilers. I mean, I wouldn't go spoilers. Who cares? I wish you wore the gloves. I wanted to see the costume with the gloves that Bruno made for her because those gloves look really cool.
I have a feeling they're gonna come back in some way.
Okay. Yeah, but yeah, the show looks. The first episode was so much fun. I'm curious. It feels like the villains for the show are gonna be the government, which I think I've seen that post-credit scene. Which I mean, hey, we all hate the government, so I mean it's fine. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens next. I gotta continue reading the comics. I read like the first like 2 trades of her debut series, so I gotta continue reading it. And I also recommend for people who haven't read Miss Marvel, read Miss Marvel, please. Do yourself a favor and read that series, support it because it's so good. But yeah, any other thoughts, Rebecca? Before we move on.
I don't think so. Like I said, I liked it overall, so I'm gonna continue watching it.
Mm-hmm. I also want to say that I hope. I think is what was upsetting to me is though, because like obviously from this promotional art, I love the way they do the costume. The costume looks so good, and it sucks the fact that like because it's a Marvel show, characters are gonna change costumes, like they're gonna evolve and stuff. Which I'm like, no, for Miss Marvel, just keep this costume and don't change it. It's so good.
I don't think it's gonna change that much though. Usually aren't like drastic changes.
You would be surprised because there was because obviously she's going to be in the Marvels, which is the Captain Marvel sequel. which I can't wait to watch only just because I love Kamala and I love Monica Rambeau. Yeah, no, they changed the costume to look more like an MCU costume would look like. And I'm just like, ugh, nah. Just keep the comic accurate costumes, please. But yeah, I'm looking forward to watching the rest. I think there's only like 6 episodes. I think it's the usual 6 episodes.
I'm not sure. I'm just guessing because that's what Moon Knight was.
Yeah. But hopefully they'll give us 12 because I want more of this than 6. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about it. So yeah, we'll just move on, I guess, to the next topic. And the next topic, obviously, there's another Marvel movie coming out in the works. It's the only Marvel movie you should care about. Clearly, don't laugh, Rebecca. It's you know in your heart you feel this way. But obviously we're getting Blade in the MCU, which is yes. Yes. So Blade's gonna be coming in the MCU. Obviously with Mahershala Ali. I'm sorry, Oscar award winner Mahershala Ali. No, Oscar award winner Mahershala Big Hirsch Ali is going to be playing Blade. And they officially, I don't know. I think it's like I'm not sure if this is like official or if this is like speculated. But apparently they just announced a start date for the production of Blade, and it is reportedly going to be filming in July of this year. And if this is true, I'm excited because that means we're probably gonna get Blade either sometime next year at the earliest, which is so. Yeah, Rebecca, what are your thoughts on this? This is some small news on just the progress with Blade and its development.
I don't really have too many thoughts. Like you said, it's just like a start date announcement that may or may not be real. I don't know.
I hope it's real.
Either way, we're reporting on it.
Yeah, we're reporting on it regardless. Who cares?
I don't know. I don't know. I like the Blade movies that like already exist. Like for what they are, you know.
Yeah. Okay, the thing is like if people haven't noticed already, if they haven't watched us from Students of Shield or not, I love Blade. I love the movies with all my heart. They're my favorite movie. Blade is one of my favorite. Blade 1 is my favorite superhero movie of all time. I love Blade 1. And the thing is like when they announced this movie, that was when I think back in like 2019, that this was coming to MCU. I was so hyped. One, because they're acknowledging that Blade is a thing in the MCU, like vampires are a thing in the MCU, which is dope. And then 2, they casted Mahershala, who was my first pick if they couldn't get Wesley back.
I still hope Wesley makes a cameo in this.
No, Wesley's gonna be in the movie. All right, over my dead body, I don't see Wesley in this freaking movie, Rebecca. Okay, give this man his flowers. All right.
I hope they have to feed him lines again.
I hope they have the CGI his eyes open, like But I told myself if because I remember like Wesley was trying to, at the time before this was announced, like a couple years before this was announced, he was trying to get Marvel to do a Blade 4 with him in it, and then obviously that wasn't the case. But I told myself, like, listen, I had a list, and I was like, Mahershala is at the top of the list because he's an amazing actor. He has the look. He can sell the look for Blade, I think. But yeah, again, I'm excited for this project. I'm so excited for this film. But again, I'm just nervous.
Do you want this to be an origin, or do you want this to just be like a Blade story?
Nah, we just make it a Blade story. We don't need an origin. I mean, they can obviously they can drop a little like montage in the beginning or something, or like give hints on the origin, but we don't need it explained. Unless they want to change things around, which I'm like, I mean, you could do that, or you could just like keep things the same and not change shit. Yeah, I'm just nervous that the fact that Disney, like, I'm a strong advocate for this. I don't want a PG-13 Blade because, like, why would you think that's not, the character's too adult for it to be PG-13. Like, if you're doing something with
I don't know.
vampires.
I think they're gonna go PG-13 with it. That's my guess.
Nah, man. I hope not. Like, I hope not. Like, the only thing that needs to be PG-13 is Twilight. That's it. You don't need to have Blade fighting vampires is rated R. Blood and ashes and fire.
Were the first movies
cursing.
PG-13 or were they R?
They're hard R. Straight up.
I just couldn't remember because I've only ever seen them on FX.
Oh, weird. No, they're hard R. Even FX didn't hold back. Like, that's why they put it late at night, because they knew the kids were asleep. But nah, because he was like, Blade. Even Stan Lee said this. The first Blade was Marvel's first successful movie, because every movie they did prior to that was garbage. And it was R. It was violent. It was gritty. It was dark. And it made a lot of money in the box office. At least a lot of money in terms of like money at least box office success at that time. So, listen, like, even like, as this, like, I use Deadpool as an example. Like, Blade 1, like the Blade movies, as well as like Deadpool, proved that like people aren't not going to like not watch a rated R superhero movie. Like it still can make a ton of money, even though it's for more of an adult audience, right? I quality think if they made this Blade rated R, they would still make bank. It doesn't matter. Like, I think so. I think they're just worried because they just want, like, they're worrying for like the kids.
Yeah, I think if they want to connect it to like other stuff, it's gonna be PG-13. I kind of feel like it's gonna be PG-13.
Listen, man, I'm not. No cap, man. Fuck these kids, bro. I don't. No. I don't want my kid looking up to Blade. No. He's not. Blade's not a role model. Like, come on now. Nah. But I'm looking forward to seeing the production side. I know they already have a director already attached to it. I'm trying to look up actually like Blade MCU director just real quick. I forgot the guy's name, but I know he is he's an Arab director. Bassam Tariq, that's his name. He's cast he's the director on the project. I'm trying to see like if he's done any other films that I've recognized. None that I've recognized, but he has a nice small filmography. But the thing is, like, what I believe, which I think would be a really cool choice. Obviously, like Bassam being an Arab director, I wouldn't be surprised if they want to make Blade a Muslim character. They want to change they want to add that angle to his character a bit. I think that'd be really cool.
Has he ever been Muslim in the comics at any point?
Nope. But I feel like Marvel would want to tap into that Black Muslim demographic though, because why not? I think that that's another area of diversity to add on to it. But I think it'd be nice. It was just a thought I had. Like, oh, maybe they might make. I'd be really cool if they made Blade Muslim. That'd be nice.
I wouldn't be against it at least.
Yeah. But yeah, I think like I'm nervous because I don't know how many people they've casted for Blade yet. Oh, they've
barely started production, Mikey.
Yeah, no, yeah, like, they casted Delroy Lindo, who was in The Five Bloods, which was a great movie. And they just casted this guy. Yeah, I heard about this guy, Aaron Pierre, who was in the movie Old recently. If you ever watched the movie Old, M. Night's movie.
I watched the trailer.
I watched the movie. It wasn't bad. It was okay. But yeah, Blade, guys, it's happening. Let's best Marvel movie. It's gonna be the best Marvel movie ever. Okay, that's
right behind Thunderbolts.
Right behind Thunderbolts. No. Thunderbolts is behind this. What are you talking about, Rebecca? What? Don't play these games. This is the most important Marvel movie in Phase 4 or 5, wherever the hell what phase is coming out in. Okay. Yes.
But all that Thunderbolts setup for it not to be the best movie.
I've said this since day one that Blade is the only movie you should care about before Thunderbolts. Okay, I stand by that. All right. Yeah, but any other thoughts on this? On Blade?
I'm good.
You're good. All right. So the next topic is Todd Phillips, obviously the director of many movies, notably one of my favorite movies of all time, Project X, which is the best party movie ever made. He did a movie called Joker. It came out in 2019 with Joaquin Phoenix. And it has been announced, even though Rebecca is still denying it, that's true. It has recently been announced that the Joker is getting a sequel. And the thing is, like, it was a post on an Instagram post on Todd Phillips' Instagram, and basically it was just a picture of a script, a cover of a script, and it says Joker, Folie à Deux, which is it's French, which is I don't know why he has it in French, but
the expression is French.
I mean, is it French?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know it was an expression like that. I thought it was just like he's just trying to disguise the title for like.
Why would he do that?
I don't know. He's trying to disguise the title by making it in French, by putting it in French. But obviously, for people that don't understand French or didn't take French class in high school, but folie à deux just means madness of two. That's like the translation for it. So yeah, Joker Madness of Two is now a thing, people. Rebecca, what are your thoughts on this before I start reading from the article?
I didn't think we would live in a society where we needed 2 Joker movies.
I see what you did there. You're not slick. I see what you did there. Yeah. Here's the thing with me with the Joker movie. I actually watched it in theaters. That movie. I actually thought I thought the Joker movie was pretty good for what it was, but I thought the story was pretty self-contained and ended on a more ambiguous note, like which fits the Joker character in terms of like his ambiguity with his origin. That I think that they didn't need a sequel. I thought the story was just good on its own, and it started well and ended well. So the fact that they're making a sequel for this, I'm just like, I think it's unnecessary, to be honest with you. I don't know what your thoughts on that.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. Like, a lot of people either love or hate the Joker movie. I feel like it's just, like, it's good. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's, like, terrible.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the fuck they're going to do in a sequel.
I mean...
Like there are a ton of, like, Joker comics out there, but...
Yeah. I mean...
I don't know, man. I don't care.
We'll see. Well, let me read the article. Just briefly read the article. But it says, so director Todd Phillips posted to Instagram the first confirmation of the sequel to 2019's Joker is moving forward on Tuesday, including the cover of the script written by Phillips and Scott Silver, his collaborator on the first film, with the eyebrow-raising title Joker Folie à Deux. In the same post, Phillips included a shot of star Joaquin Phoenix reading the screenplay, which is what you see on the screen right now. A spokesperson from Warner Brothers did not immediately respond to a request for comment on Phillips' Instagram post. Phillips' original Joker film reframed the iconic Batman villain into an anti-hero character study about a struggling comedian and a part-time clown performer named Arthur Fleck, who becomes a folk hero in Gotham City after he lashes out in acts of shocking violence. And it said that the film was still a massive global blockbuster, grossing over $1 billion worldwide. It earned 12 Oscar nominations, including for Best Picture, Best Director for Phillips, and Best Adapted Screenplay for Phillips and Silver. Phoenix won the Oscar for Best Actor, and Hildur Guðnadóttir, these Scandinavian names, Jesus, one for Best Original Score. Yeah, I remember all this happening. But yeah, I don't know. I assume like with the whole Madness of Two subtitle that I think that he might introduce his own version of Harley Quinn into this. That's the only thing that like logically makes sense, is that his own version of Harley's gonna be introduced in this.
I don't know.
It's either Harley Quinn or Batman. It's got to be a main player though.
Yeah.
It could be Batman though.
Yeah, it could be Batman, but if they did that, it'd probably be from like the Joker's perspective. But I think it's still, if they're like going like right off the first movie, it's like too early for that.
That's true. I mean, I do think that like a flash forward would be the best route to take. I think Like, don't start directly right after the movie ended. Because granted, because like from what I remember from the ending of it, I only watched Joker one time, so I didn't watch it again after I watched it in theaters. But he was in a mental institution last time. That's when it ended, I believe. He was in a mental institution. So I don't know how he might break out. Who knows? But yeah, Bruce Wayne was in. Yeah, he was in the Joker. Yeah, like as a kid.
Yeah, he was just like a kid.
Yeah,
It
so
reminds me of like the end of Killing Joke.
yeah. Yes.
Where it's like they're both crazy. I'm not summarizing it well. You know what I mean? though.
Yeah, I get it.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, because he was a kid in that film. I don't know. Yeah, I think Harley makes more sense. I don't know about Bruce Wayne, but yeah, I don't know. Even in the article it says that like they're hinting that like maybe there might be introducing a version of Harley in this.
Or, hear me out on this.
Okay.
You introduce a second Joker in this movie, and then you make it a trilogy and do 3 Jokers.
Oh no! Don't mention 3 Jokers, please. That disappointing storyline. Jesus. But yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. Watch it not be Harley Quinn. It's Punchline instead.
God, don't get me started.
That'd be kind of funny. It's like, oh no, because like we're gonna make Joker's origin be this Arthur Fleck dude, but instead of Harley Quinn, we're gonna do Punchline instead. Because why follow the comics?
What if the Joker got bitches?
Yeah. Oh, well, it might be a new person. It might be an original character. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah. I mean, I would be lying if I said I was looking forward to it. I'm just gonna see what happens in terms of like. I'll go from like the first trailer and we'll see if I'll actually watch it. Rebecca, I don't know if you have any other thoughts on this Joker announcement, this Joker sequel announcement.
I think that's it. We'll
That's
see.
Yeah, I don't know where they go with it. Like I don't know where they go. Like I mean, Harley would make sense, but I don't know. But I do think that Joaquin Phoenix did a really good job. Like in the role for sure. I really liked him as this version of the Joker.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
Yeah. That means he gotta lose the dad bod now. He has to get skinny again, which is like, damn son, because he was dangerously skinny in that movie.
You don't think the world is ready for dad bod Joker?
Dad bod Joker. Listen, man, dad bod Joker would be hilarious. But yeah, so the next topic that we'll be talking about, I don't know if Rebecca, if you want to talk about this or not, because it's Obi-Wan related. You can still give your general thoughts on Obi-Wan without spoiling, because I have not seen Obi-Wan yet.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, so we can give your thoughts on Obi-Wan Kenobi just real quick.
This will be very brief since no spoilers.
Okay.
Obi-Wan, it's 4 out of 6 episodes in right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm enjoying it. A lot of people are not.
Really?
I feel like this show has been, at least from what I've seen, very divisive. People, I would say love it or hate it, but a lot of people are just of the opinion that you might have seen that it's mid.
Mm-hmm.
I think that some things in the show, and again, I'm not going to go into spoiler, get a lot more flack than they deserve.
Okay.
But I feel like people also, as a whole, treat Star Wars like it's this like holy, like greatest like film series of all time. And I love Star Wars, you know.
Yeah,
I'm like a huge Star Wars person. It's never been that serious. It's always been campy.
Okay.
I feel like some people need to get off their high horse a little bit.
Got you. Okay. I mean, obviously I haven't watched the show yet, but the fact that people, I haven't been watching, I haven't been like keeping track of like what people's perception of the show are yet. But I had no idea that people were not liking it. I would have assumed that people were gonna like love it or whatever. But the thing is, like,
here's the thing: it's a fan service show, and if it doesn't fit your like idea of what you want out of fan service, then you're gonna have problems with it.
Fair enough. I mean, the thing is like I was worried though. I was talking actually with what's his name, Chris Valera, like a few months ago about it. I was like, listen, people are hyping this show up like heavily because obviously you said it mentioned it's a fan service show. But I'm just like, listen, what if people? I'm worried that like I told him, like if I go into this show, I'm gonna be worried that like people have been hyping it up so much, and it's trash. Like, what if this show's bad? Like, like, you know.
I feel like that's part of the problem, honestly.
Yeah.
People let their like expectations get out of check.
Yeah, it's like the same thing with Doctor Strange. Like Doctor Strange, like was extremely hyped, and I had so many expectations for it. Obviously, that is a shameless plug. Go on a review and watch that. And it was not the movie I was expecting. Like I was disappointed when I watched it. So I was worried that I was gonna happen, that same situation was gonna happen in the show. But yeah, listen, I haven't watched it, but I mean, you said you're loving it. So I mean,
I don't know if I'd say loving it, but I'm enjoying it.
But
I will enjoy any Star Wars thing as an experience, and then I'll look back at it as like how it fits. And like with everything, and then I'll compare it from there, you know.
Got you. Okay. But yeah, I mean, what would you rate it as of now then? Like from what you've seen so far, like is this like out of 10 so far?
I mean, it's like I said, it's not finished yet. I would maybe give it like a 6 out of 10 now.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I know nothing about this. I mean, I didn't even watch any trailers for it because I was like, I kind of want to watch it blind.
It feels like something that was meant to be binged rather than something that was meant to come out like weekly.
I think that's kind of why I'm waiting out. I think I'm gonna just finish. I'm gonna watch it when all the episodes are out. Just watch it all at once. I will say, okay, I do have a question though because I'm curious. How is Hayden Christensen in this show? Because like this is like his return to acting.
All right, here, you want to come over?
Yes. You know how I feel about Anakin Skywalker.
My resident Anakin Skywalker expert's gonna come over here.
Okay,
what do you think of?
Okay, so they have 3 actors for Darth Vader.
Okay.
They have one guy who's super tall. He does like all the stunts and stuff. They have another guy. I forget what he does. He's also really tall. He does more like emotive stuff. When he's in the suit. If you see like the whole suit, that's the other guy.
Okay.
Hayden Christensen does like all the emotional scenes, like anything with like Anakin or I don't know, anything where it's like emotional. That's Hayden Christensen.
Okay.
Is he doing the voice?
No, the voice is who's the original voice actor?
Oh, John. John Paul Jones.
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
He's a voice actor, but they modified it so he sounds younger because he's like 92.
Yeah, because I thought he sounded like weirdly young in this. So I was like, is that him?
There's not nearly enough Hayden Christensen. I mean.
Okay, interesting. I had no idea how they were gonna do it. So
yeah, I'm still confused how they're doing it, honestly.
Or if you count the voice.
Okay, interesting. All right. Well,
he's actually not doing that much.
Oh, he's not into that much at all. Yeah, because he's only doing the emotional scenes. So like, I don't know how. Okay, do they have him with the mask off at least? Just or no?
No,
like a little bit because they show him in like the tubes. You know what I'm talking about?
What is he there for if you're not gonna at least like see him like without the mask, with the makeup and all that stuff? Like
I don't know. It's hard to say because it's still going on. So I don't know if he's gonna do more like in the other episodes or like if what we're getting now is like all there is.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. All right. Well, I mean, if you have anything else to say, Rebecca, before we move on, I mean, I'm gonna watch it when it's over, and I'm just gonna binge it all. So,
I think that's all I can get into now without saying anything.
Okay.
It has pacing issues. I'll give it that.
Okay. Great. All right. So we're gonna move on to the next topic, which is the opposite because I have stuff to talk about this because I'm watching the show right now, and you don't have anything to say about it. But yeah. So obviously, the boys season 3 is happening right now. Rebecca, have you really seen any of the boys at all?
I've seen, I think, most of the first season because I watched it with like you guys like years ago when you were watching
That's right. And you never continued it after that?
I didn't need any more after.
Okay. So I mean, I could go into spoilers if I wanted to. I don't know. I'm debating.
If you want to go into spoilers, I don't care.
You don't care. Well, granted, obviously this is the third season. Clearly, well, The Boys on Amazon Prime. I will say this. I remember like when we watched it back then. I think Matt was the one who complained the most about it because he hates Garth Ennis. Obviously this is based off the Garth Ennis comic.
Honestly, I don't like Garth Ennis either. I think he's just too edgy for edginess' sake.
I mean, he exists. I acknowledge he exists. I'm not. I don't really read his books. The only book I only read that he did was his Constantine. His Constantine's actually great. Yeah. The Boys this season. I don't know. I'm trying to feel like what's a way to describe this season. Oh, I'll put it this way. So I saw a clip of Anthony Starr who plays Homelander. They were on like the premiere, like the blue carpet for the show where they were premiered, and the guy who was recording him asked him describe the show in 3 words, and he's like, okay, and I think it's a perfect way to describe the show, and his 3 words were "Oh God, no." Yeah, so yeah, this season, focusing on like just stepping on the last season. I'll go into spoilers from the last season. So basically, what happened at the end of that season was so there was a character introduced in that season called Stormfront, who was kind of like the love interest for Homelander, who was revealed to be a Nazi. She dies. Okay, yeah, she dies at the end of the show by Homelander's son. It's a lot happened in this, but so basically what's stemming off is like the blowback of that in terms of like the media blowback, because it's everyone knows that like Stormfront was a Nazi, they had a relationship, and this kind of sets Homelander like over the edge. And I'll just say this right now, Homelander. So Anthony Starr's performance this is by far the best performance I've seen this guy in throughout the entire series. He is completely. This is like the state of Homelander where he's completely unhinged at this point. Like he's on like the verge of cracking. Like it's insane. It's like and Anthony Starr does a great job with his performance in terms of like trying to contain his composure due to like how people perceive him, and it's so good. And obviously with Billy Butcher, who's played by Carl Urban's character, is going through this metamorphosis of himself using Compound V to level the playing field, which gives him powers. But yeah, no, this season is by far it's the most. It's very interesting, but at the same time, it's just like the performances are the best part of it. Yeah, man, it's so good. It's so good so far. They only released the first 4 episodes, so far. It's good
Is
stuff.
that weekly?
Weekly, yeah. So they dropped the first 3, I think, last week, and then yeah. So then it went weekly from there. But the biggest part of the show, it's the biggest like anchor point stems off of a previous Soup, which is what they call the superhero characters in the universe. A Soup by the name of Soldier Boy, who was like the first like mainstream superhero that Vought had. He's basically like he's their version of Captain America, basically. And he was just he was officially introduced in the last episode that just came out. So and he's played by Jensen Ackles from Supernatural. So yeah, yeah, we'll see. This show is so far has been very fun, and they've been doing a lot of themes and making fun of a lot of like topics a lot of like stuff that happened in pop culture. For example, A-Train, who's the speedster, he did his own commercial that basically was a parody of the Kendall Jenner police brutality commercial. It was incredible. I never laughed so hard in my life because I thought it was so good. And what's up with Homelander, they're focusing on the whole us versus them type of deal that's been going around in terms of like white supremacism and all that stuff. It's really good. Like this show's good, and I'm excited to see how it's going to end this season.
Do you think so far it's better than the other seasons?
It's better than I think I wouldn't say that. It's better than season 2 for sure. I'd say.
Okay.
But I'm not saying that like every season is bad. No, like each season of The Boys, the previous seasons were really good. It's just that like I think that season 1 was very strong, and I think this one, because of like how much crazy shit is happening in this season, that this one kind of tops the second season. So yeah, but granted, the shows I have to wait to see till the show ends. So yeah, we'll maybe do a review for that if we have the time. All right, so next, so we have anything to say? No, you have nothing to say because you don't watch the show. But yeah, so we'll just move on to another trailer that dropped at the time. I think like a few days ago. But Black Adam, the Black Adam trailer has come out. And yeah, I guess we'll react to it and give our thoughts on it. And Rebecca, you said you've watched this trailer, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we'll watch it again. Why not? So yeah, I'll just share my screen real quick and we'll just get right into it. Here we go.
Black Adam, what have your powers ever given to you? Nothing but heartache.
I was a slave until I died. Then I was reborn a god. My son sacrificed his life to save me. Over fire! War going. Now, I kneel before no one. War going on outside when they say from. In this world, there are heroes. I feel the pain in my city wherever I go. And there are villains. Heroes don't kill people. Well, I do.
My vision has shown me the future.
You have two choices. You can be the destroyer of this world, or you can be its savior. That's up to you.
Behind you! Did he just catch a rocket? He got a rocket. Black anything. You know my fresh coat.
Yeah, so that's basically it. Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on what are your thoughts on seeing this trailer that dropped?
Like I said, it doesn't look like the Rock's worst movie. I think I'm kind of with you though, where I'm more interested in like every other part of that movie than The Rock.
Yeah. Well, granted, I'm just surprised. I'm happy that we actually finally got a trailer because this movie has been in the works since like 2014. It's been like announced forever. It was supposed to come out like during the BVS era of DC.
Yeah.
like people were supposed to. We were expecting to see Henry Cavill and freaking The Rock fight, but that never happened. Obviously. I'm sorry. What were you gonna say?
I stopped myself. I think any movies that were supposed to come out for DC, given everything that's happened with the actors in the past couple of months, I don't know how much of those are still happening.
Yeah, very true. But yeah, at least like we're actually finally seeing footage of the film. I will say that yeah, like as you said, yeah, I'm more interested in because again, I'm a strong proponent that like Black Adam does not need his own movie. Like we don't need a Black Adam movie. No one asks for that.
I don't care about Black Adam in the comics. I don't care about him here.
I mean, I like him in terms of Shazam because I'm a fan of the Shazam character.
I think it's funny that he fights a 10-year-old.
Yeah, and at times loses to a 10-year-old. But yeah, but I don't really care much about Black Adam in terms of like why he's getting his own movie. I don't think he needs his own movie. But the fact that like like Black Adam in the comics, his interaction with the JSA. I'm a big JSA fan. Like honestly, screw the Justice League. The JSA is so much better than Justice League.
All of their costumes look so good in this.
Oh, dude, they look incredible.
It's kind of upsetting how good they look in a Black Adam movie.
Yeah, I mean, Black Adam's costume doesn't look that bad either. Like it doesn't look that bad.
I think it's the worst one of the bunch, though.
I mean, nah, we haven't seen Cyclone yet, so we can't really make that full assessment. But yeah, like I think like the JSA, I think in this looks great. So the JSA in this universe is Hawkman, who's played by Aldous Hodge, who again like Black Hawkman. I'm for it. And then you got Atom Smasher, played by Noah Centineo, who I think let me go there. Yeah, Atom Smasher is where is he? Come on, where's Atom Smasher? He's there somewhere. Come on.
I think he was a little before that.
Yeah, he was a little. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Atom Smasher, played by Noah Centineo. Then Doctor. Okay, this is my favorite one, Dr. Fate. I'm so ready for Dr. Fate. But Dr. Fate, played by Pierce Brosnan. Oh, dude, I can't wait. I can't wait. And then it's a Cyclone, played by Quintessa Swindell. I think that's her name is. That's what her name is. We don't see her. We see like an instance of her in the trailer, like that little like green thing. That's supposed to be Cyclone.
Okay.
Yeah. But like everyone looks well, granted, we don't really see much of them. Only like the only one we see the most of is Hawkman and Atom Smasher. But yeah, Hawkman looks incredible. I think he looks. I love the gold wings. The gold wings are so dope. Yeah, Atom Smasher looks really cool. And then the helmet, like obviously, like
dude, Dr. Fate looks great in this.
Yeah. Yeah, like Pierce Brosnan as Kent Nelson looks really good, and then you see him like right here. It's very brief, but have you seen the screen caps of like that they showed off of like Dr. Fate?
Yeah,
he looks so good. I also like the helmet. Look at the way that the helmet looks. Like they went like in a weird and interesting route with the helmet, where like half of it's very smooth and like half of it's very like textured, but like they don't have any eyes. Like, there are no eyes on the helmet. So I'm like,
yeah, I noticed that when I was looking at the pictures. It's like, where are the eyes on this thing?
Yeah. No, but I mean, it's a cool. It works. I think it works. I think it works well for the character. But yeah, but like this Doctor, no, sorry, I want to say this Dr. Fate movie. Well, we should get a Dr. Fate movie because but yeah, this Black Adam movie basically just seems like it's just because like he's an anti-hero in the comics, which I mean it kind of makes, which I mean I don't really know much about Black Adam as a character.
Doesn't he like only just care about his like
his city? He only cares about his country, Kahndaq, and like nothing else. So like if it serves in the favor of Kahndaq, then like he'll support it. If not, he doesn't care. Which obviously you could tell because he's like smashed a jet for no reason. But yeah, but I don't really know much to go off of with this movie. I mean, it's about like it's The Rock as Black Adam, even though like again, like I said this in the chat before, but it gets me nervous because like part of me feels like it's just another Rock film, and a part of me also is like this is also like it's a cool comic book movie, but like we'll see because The Rock has a tendency to play himself in like almost every role he's in, so. But it seems like in this as Black Adam, he's actually trying to like be like actually like like what's the word like enthrall himself into the role more, to be like become the character more than just like The Rock in a costume. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
I'm trying to think now. It hasn't. I've only ever seen clips of this movie. How similar is the plot to this to Scorpion King?
I've never even seen Scorpion King, so I wouldn't know. But
I know he's playing an Egyptian in both.
Yeah. Now you're thinking about it. Oof. Maybe we gotta watch Scorpion King and find out how close it is, because I hope it's not that close. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what to expect. I mean, I was really hoping, I don't know, maybe there's a post-credit scene where like he may run into like Billy Batson. That'd be really cool. I don't know how, but that'd be really cool.
Isn't there supposed to be like another Shazam movie coming out?
Yeah,
allegedly.
Yeah. It's coming out in December. It got pushed up.
Is it?
Yeah, Shazam Fury of the Gods. Yeah. It's already finished filming. So
I feel like we should have heard something about that by now then.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of trailers are coming out later than expected. But no, it got announced like in like last month that it got pushed up. While everything else got delayed.
What was the last DC movie in theater? Or no, maybe it was a DC movie that they had some sort of trailer where it was like all their like upcoming movies.
They were all supposed to come out this year. Like this year, it was like Shazam. The main ones that were supposed to. Shazam was supposed to come out next year. And then we were supposed to have Black Adam, Aquaman, and The Flash come out this year. But then all of them got pushed back so now Black Adam's coming out in October. Shazam got pushed up to December. And then Aquaman comes out in March, and then The Flash comes out wherever the hell it comes out. I don't know. Yeah.
I don't think The Flash is gonna come out. I think they should just axe that.
Axe The Flash. But yeah, I mean, I'm intrigued by it. I mean, the JSA is going to be the main reason why I watched the movie. I also heard that Intergang seems like they're the villains of the film. What do you think? I mean, that's cool, I guess. I mean,
I don't know who that is, so maybe it's cool.
They're a gang. They're a gang in DC Comics that get their technology from like aliens and stuff. It's like a crime syndicate or whatever, like an international crime syndicate that use alien technology to commit crimes, I guess. But yeah, I don't know, and I don't know what else to really say. I know that what's her name? I forgot her name. Sarah Shahi, who was the female who rolls up the window at the end. She's playing Adrienne Tomas, who is in the comics is the character Isis, who becomes Black Adam's wife. And she gets her own powers and all that stuff through like an amulet. Yeah, so obviously she's gonna be the love interest, and I guess I mean I remember like some friends that I was talking with like, oh, we don't need why is Black Adam the love interest? I'm like, listen, she's in the comics. She's the reason why he's not a complete douchebag. So yeah. But yeah, I don't really know what else to say about this. This movie's happening. That's good. JSA looks great. Like Dr. Fate looks dope. JSA looks great so far. I hope The Rock. I hope this makes me have hope for The Rock's career going forward, because I want him to succeed. If John Cena could be an amazing actor, if the man who did The Marine, which is one of the worst films I've ever seen, can evolve to be a great actor, so can The Rock. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say in terms of that. But yeah, any thoughts on Black Adam before we move on to our last topic, Rebecca?
I'm good.
You're good? All right. So, God, the things like I'm already like about to vomit because I want to talk about this one thing in this topic, but the other thing I'm just like, God damn it. But all right. So to close it out with more DC stuff. So Gotham Knights, both versions of the Gotham Knights. So the game and unfortunately the show. So
why don't we start with the show and end on the high note of the game?
Okay, so recently, Gotham Knights thing is like I forgot the show was even happening, and I was on vacation when this dropped. But they finally dropped a first look of Gotham Knights that's premiering on the CW, whatever the fuck it comes out. I don't care enough to know the date. But yeah, I was gonna say let's watch it, but like I don't want to do that, so.
All right, place your bets now. Leave a comment how many episodes you think Mikey's gonna watch of this.
I swear to God, I'm only gonna watch the first one.
I don't believe you. I think you're gonna get at least 5 episodes into this, Probably finish the season.
Rebecca, that fucking trailer was so bad. Okay, I'm only gonna watch the first episode. Yes, that's only the first episode. I swear to God. But
I'm gonna hold you to that.
Oh God. So let's see the synopsis. And this is where we make fun of the TV show. But so it says inspired by hold on. Let me see. Yeah. So the 1 hour drama takes place in wake of Bruce Wayne's murder. His rebellious adopted son forges an unlikely alliance with the children of Batman's enemies when they are all framed for killing the Cape Crusader. So that's the premise of it. No, fuck it. You know what? Let's watch the trailer. Let's watch the trailer. Let's I can't frame anything. I can't make any thoughts unless I see the trailer again because oh God. But yeah, but Rebecca, you watched the trailer, right?
Yes.
What are your thoughts on this show or your first impressions of that trailer?
I mean, it looks like a CW show.
It looks like
Misha Collins is there, and I can't see him outside of his Supernatural role, so it's super.
Yeah, he was in Supernatural, right? That's like
yes.
Okay. I hear he's like a decent actor.
He's okay.
Okay.
He's a CW actor, so take that as you will.
Oh, okay.
He's not going to be a good Harvey Dent.
Oh, he's playing Harvey Dent. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, bad casting.
Really? Okay. All right. Well.
He's too straight-laced to play a crazy person.
I don't know. He seems kind of unhinged to me, but I think he's just like that in real life.
No, he has it's different kind of unhinged.
Oh my gosh.
At least when I've seen Supernatural.
Wait, Mikey, have you watched Supernatural?
Only part of like the first season.
Okay,
only
never
like
mind.
a couple episodes of the first season. So I was one of those people that didn't really catch on to Supernatural.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm not like super into it, but I've seen like a few episodes.
Yeah, but yeah. So you know what? We'll put this trailer on. We'll react to it. I guess we'll. Oh God. Okay. Let's just get it over with because I can't make any thoughts until I watch it again. So
there are 30 other rooms in this place to hook up.
Mom, I swear we were just talking.
Thanks.
Terry, we have to get together?
Right, sorry.
Oh, somebody broke into the good stuff. Your dad's gonna be okay with that?
I don't think he'll miss it. It's questionable choices. Everybody relax. I got this. Harvey. Turner, it's your father. He's dead.
Sorry. It's so
I have
bad.
to ask you, did you know he was Batman? You don't have to keep the secret any longer.
That Batman costume's like shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, people were dunking on it on Twitter.
I believe that each of us could become a light and bring a new dawn to Gotham.
Can't imagine what you must be going through. I am gonna find who did this.
The League has been an epidemic of violence since the demise of the Dark Knight.
I wonder who will protect Gotham now that Batman is dead.
We have 3 suspects in custody.
It looks like a fan film.
Put your fingerprints on the gun that killed Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
We were paid to break into his office, not kill him. It's like a museum had sex with a bank vault.
You're just trying to get us to turn on each other.
My brother walks.
I'm trying to get the truth. Are you really the Joker's daughter?
I would like to speak with my legal counsel.
And you shouldn't have shattered her kneecap.
Isn't Joker's daughter in the comics actually like Harvey Dent's daughter?
Yeah.
Killed my dad because
Yeah.
he wanted his money? Hey, I'm sorry.
It's the back brat.
You haven't figured it out?
Did they green screen him into that cellar just
I think so.
super weird?
I'm sorry.
What the hell are you doing?
Well, I'm trying to get the cuffs undone. It's not working. Colin and Harper had no problem in their job.
Where do they find these actors, man?
He's in on. They all are.
You just made my job easier.
Who the hell are you?
Harry Kelly?
Wait, I know you. From Trey.
You knew my dad was Batman.
That became his eyes and ears. Obvious little Robin.
bad.
Oh my god.
We're not killers by killing someone. We have to stick together, find who really killed my dad, and clear our names. Because we all deserve justice. Hunt down these fugitives. They'll be looking for us in every alley, every dark corner of the city. There's one thing they don't have. A bat cave.
Oh my god.
What was that mask?
Hey, tell me, you brought the Batmobile, right?
No. My mom's car. Gonna be a tight squeeze.
I call shotgun!
Oh god. Okay. So I just forgot how bad that dialogue is so bad. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, I'm looking at the cast for this, right?
Okay.
Most of them are unknowns, except for one. I recognize one actress in this. Well, you said Misha Collins, who's playing Harvey Dent. Let's see. So Navia Robinson is the only one I recognize. She is funny because like I only recognize her because she was on the show Raven's Home, the That's a Raven sequel. Yeah, she plays Raven's Raven's daughter. She's playing Carrie Kelly, which I was like, listen, I love me some Carrie Kelly, and I love her that it's a sister playing Carrie Kelly. But like after seeing this dialogue, I'm like, oh hell no. Thing is, like, she would be the only reason why I would stick to watching it because I love Carrie Kelly. So like I don't know, but that costume looks like doo doo that she's wearing. An old trigonometry joke. Oh god. So there's that. She's in this. Olivia Rose Keegan, who I'm assuming is an unknown, who's playing Duella. So Duella Dent, who is in the comics is Joker's daughter. And I guess they're gonna be playing. And first of all, Joker's daughter is a terrible character anyway. So I don't know why they decided to use her. I guess because they didn't have any other characters to choose from. But yeah, she's gonna be the Joker's daughter in this. And yeah, in the comics, she's Two-Face's kid. So I don't know if they're gonna bring that up or not. But they're probably gonna do the whole mystery, like, is she Joker's daughter? Is she not? Who cares? So what else? Anna Lore. Oh no, why? No. Don't bring her into this mess, man. Fuck. Okay. Anna Lore's playing Stephanie Brown. God damn it.
Here's the thing. I love Stephanie Brown.
I
will not watch the show for her.
Oh my god.
That's such an insult.
It is.
That family member they could afford. Stephanie Brown.
Don't get me started.
Listen, no, I love Stephanie Brown. Granted, because I'm a proud Tim Drake fan, and her and Tim's relationship is I love their relationship in the comics, and I love her as spoiler. But don't bring her into this mess. She deserves so much better. Bring her into this mess, please. Even she was even in Batwoman, and I know for a fact they did a better job. They're gonna do a better job, and they did a better job, and that they're probably gonna do in this. So
Stephanie Brown was in Batwoman?
Yes, she was. And it's funny because you know what's funny? She looked exactly like she looked like Barbara Gordon. That's how you know that like they would never let her use Barbara Gordon. So like, what's the next best thing? Oh, Stephanie Brown.
I am tired of the Batgirl slander in CW and DC as a whole.
But the thing is though, right? Like she looked in Batwoman. She like they did the whole origin of like her being Clue Master's daughter and all that stuff. And Clue Master was the villain for that episode, but they made her a redhead. I was like, just say you wanted to use Barbara Gordon, you know.
Gotham Knights reminds me of The Descendants. It's the same. Like,
honestly, that is the best comparison you could make.
I think you're onto something with that.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. And let's see what else. Fallon Smythe is playing Harper Row, who in the comics is Bluebird. who is
I feel like she doesn't do enough and hasn't been long enough.
no one knows
be,
what
like,
to
a
do with
character on a
it.
show.
No one knows what to do with that character. So like basically they're gonna just take creative liberties with the character, and then
Yeah, I guess that's better considering they had to invent like a Batman son.
yeah. Oh yeah, Oscar Morgan is playing Turner Hayes, who is the
Out of all
adopted
the
son of
names too
Batman.
that you choose, why Turner?
You use the most Riverdale name ever. Is just he looks like. Honestly, when I first saw the trailer, I was like, "Why the fuck they put Archie Andrews in a DC show?" I was so, oh god. And then they had Tyler DiChiara, who's playing Cullen Rowe, who is Harper Rowe's brother, well, trans brother, so he's a trans character. So I don't know. The show looks like shit. Like it looks so bad. This is the most CW-ist CW show that the CW has ever released on the CW. It's just I'm trying to find that Batman costume, man. That looks so bad.
That was like at the end.
Oh, the mask. The mask. It looks so shitty. Like it looks so shitty. But yeah, that mask looked. Come on, where's that mask?
That's not even a cowl. That's like a Party City Batman.
It does. Like it looks like a party. Like even because they showed like the corpse of like their Batman that died, right?
Is that what that was?
Yeah. It's right, like right here. Like, did you know that your dad was Batman?
I do not believe that was Batman. That is a guy in a Batman mask, but he's just wearing normal. He's wearing fucking jeans in that. I'm pretty sure.
It literally it looks like it's just like
Google the trailer.
I did Google it. I couldn't find it.
It's literally like like a Party City cowl mask, and then like they couldn't afford to make a costume. They just put like they just had a huge like drape and put it over his body, and make it he's wrapped around the cape. That is ridiculous.
So funny.
What on earth, man?
Bruce Wayne's hit some hard times.
He honestly has and then he just looks like he looks like he want to punch his kid in the face. He has such a punchable face, you know. I don't get it. It's just, what is this show, man? And like, just the dialogue. The dialogue is so cringy, and it's just poorly written.
No, I think Turner Hayes is someone's self-insert.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, that's some Duella dent in there. I don't know why the Joker's Joker is such a bad character. Like I don't like. Ugh. Yeah, so like it seems like that Harper Rowe, Duella, and Harper's brother are like thieves or whatever, and they're apparently framed for killing Batman, which is like, why would you think 3 random ass teenagers could kill Batman? Like, what's the logic there?
Oh, it didn't look like he was wearing any body armor.
Yeah, it's true. And the fact that like they suspect that Turner killed him as well for his money. Like what? I mean, I know the GCPD is bad, but like I didn't know they were this terrible.
I'm still of the opinion that CW is pulling like some sort of fraud and just producing bad shows to get money.
Yeah. I listen. It's. I would believe it. I would definitely believe it. I think it's clear that like the show writes itself that like the GCPD are gonna be the main villains of the show. It's because like they're corrupt. And I don't know. It's just.
Here's the thing too. I know that DC could produce a good show if it wanted to.
Well, the thing is like the only shows like DC CW shows, I guess, that are out that are good are Superman and Lois and Stargirl. Those shows are incredible. But granted, I don't consider them CW shows because like they're clearly HBO Max shows, but like they just have them premiere on the CW because they have to make sure that network is functional. So
I know, but my point is like they could make good content, they just choose not to.
You choose not to do it, and it just granted. The thing is, like, it's funny enough because like the writers for this show were the writers that were on season 2 and 3 of Batwoman, which were like even though it's a low bar, those are the 2 worst seasons of that show. So I don't know. And it's funny because like didn't they axed Batwoman, correct? And then they axed Batwoman, they axed Legends as well. Why didn't they axe this? Like there's no way they actually see potential in the show.
And like people would watch a Batman show if they made a Batman show.
Yeah, that's true.
Like this isn't really it.
Yeah, I mean, CW has had the problem of making Batman related shows without Batman. Like Arrow was started that trend, but granted, like Arrow was good. So I don't know. But yeah, this show, man, I don't want to keep what okay, final thoughts on this. Let's just end it here because like this show looks like trash. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of CW putting out bad shows. When, as you said, they have potential to make good content, but they just don't do it. I want to punch this Turner guy in the face. Like he has such a punchable face. You couldn't use Dick Grayson or someone, but you had to make another. Yeah, this ain't it. This ain't it. I don't. What are your thoughts, Rebecca? What are your friends' thoughts as well? Like I want to know what she thinks as well.
I'm not gonna watch this.
Yeah.
If you have one season, it's gonna get canceled. When does DC's contract end?
I have no idea. I don't know. That's a good question.
They got all the characters they could afford, which is the characters no one cares about, and it's very fan fiction, but like fanfiction.net, not AO3. It's like it's not fan servicey enough to get like fans of DC to watch it, and then casual fans don't know who these people are. So I don't know who this is for.
I don't know either. It's definitely. I think it's obviously for like the dumb teen demographic, but I don't even think teenagers want to watch this. So I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know. It's just this show sucks. Moving on. All right. So
moving on to the different Gotham Knights.
To the better Gotham Knights. Even though other people would say otherwise, that like this game doesn't even like it either. But yeah, but the game for Gotham Knights. Because the Summer of Gaming festival, I think is still going on that IGN is hosting. A lot of games have been announced, and obviously they just released a trailer for Nightwing. The character trailer for Nightwing. So I guess we'll watch that as well. Why not? Who cares? Well, we already watched nonsense. Let's just watch this dope trailer for Nightwing for Gotham Knights. But Rebecca, no, before we do that, Rebecca, what were your thoughts of Gotham Knights so far? Because they released the demo for Nightwing and Red Hood that came out like last month.
Yeah, I think it was a few weeks ago. I can't quite remember.
Yeah. So like, do you have any like thoughts that you have on seeing like some of the trailers that they released during I think like the past like year or two, as well as like the demo that they dropped recently?
Yeah, when they first announced it, I was excited for it.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I've seen some of the stuff, I'm like cautiously optimistic. I'm not gonna like pre-order the game, but if it comes out and it's good, then I'll probably get it on like Steam if it comes out on PC. I don't actually know. Is this like a console exclusive, or is where this is gonna be?
I think it's coming everywhere. I'm not no, they're abandoning last gen, so like they're only gonna go straight to like Xbox One X, Xbox Series X, PS5, I think PC as well. They're not doing PS4, Xbox One. But yeah, I mean that's fair. I will say this though. I ever since this game was announced, I was intrigued. I was in for it because I've always said that like I like the Bat family more than I like Batman. So like that was like the main grab. The fact that I could play as like Nightwing, Red Hood, Batgirl, and Tim Drake. I was like, let's go. I'm for it. I think when we saw the demo, I think like the first demo that they dropped, I think during like the first fandom, and that's when I was like, okay, this looks okay, but I could tell that this obviously they're in production, needs like a bit more work.
Yeah.
And the fact that like the villains are the Court of the Owls, but I'm like, I love the Court of the Owls. Like that's one of my favorite Batman storylines is the Court of the Owls. It's like how's this gonna work? Like we're gonna be fighting Talons. Like I'm gonna do the connection with Dick Grayson because his family, his family members end up becoming Talons at some point. So like, are they gonna do something with that? And like Batman's dead in this. So actually, when people thought I actually like the fact that this isn't connected to the Arkham games at all. It's its own thing. I don't know what your thoughts on that. I prefer this being its own thing. I don't know why people are like, why is it not a part of the Arkham games? Like let it be its own thing. You know.
Yeah, I don't think it needs to be a part of anything else. It's clearly trying to be something different, and I love the Arkham games, but they had their time.
They definitely did for sure. And then obviously we saw that first. So after that first demo, I was like, oh, it's advertising means will work. But the thing is, like, I think the problem is because we'll talk about like some of the gameplay stuff that we saw. I think the reason why maybe the people are like kind of dogging this game a bit because we saw the gameplay for Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, and that game looks great. So like, yeah. So we will watch this this Nightwing reveal that they dropped this week. Let me just pull it up real quick, and we'll watch it and get started with it.
I had nothing. And then this city became my home. Its people became my family. Gotham gave me everything. It deserves to feel safe. No matter how hard we try, there's always more to do. And now, it's up to me.
Got time for a dance, Nightwing?
I got this, Bruce.
Pre-order now and get the 233 custom Batcycle skin.
Nope. But yeah, so that's the Nightwing show that they dropped. I think it looks cool. The thing is, like, I like the fact that they're doing they're gonna be dropping character trailers to promote the game. I'm more excited to see, even though like I'm definitely gonna play as Nightwing. I'm definitely gonna play as Babs. Red Hood. I might not, because I'm not really a Red Hood fan. Not like you.
You just had to be there.
yeah, not like you. Yeah, I don't like angst as much as you do, Rebecca.
You just had to be there.
Yeah. But I'm more excited to see Tim Drake just because like he's the character we've seen the least out of them all. So I'm going to see how he plays. But yeah. What are your thoughts on this trailer for Nightwing?
I think this trailer, I mean, I don't know how much of it was actual like gameplay versus like pre-rendered stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks better than the like 15-minute like playthrough thing they put out a few weeks ago.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm not really sure on the game yet. I feel like it could either be like fun to play like multiplayer. It could be kind of like what some people are saying repetitive, like the Avengers game that came out last year. I think Nightwing looks the best out of all the characters so far, but I'm not a huge fan of some of the character designs they've shown.
Mm.
I think the alternate costumes also don't look that great.
I think the ninja ones look dope. I think the ninja ones look really cool. Or like, but I don't know. That's just me. Okay, fair enough. I think the trailer looks really cool. They're really sticking to like, as you can tell, they've done their homework in terms of like how Nightwing is supposed to like move around and fight.
I like his little like breakdancing style.
Dude, I love that. I thought it was so cool. That little like fumble horse movie he's doing with the batons. I think that's really cool. Dude, I feel like they got like they know how he's supposed to look like when he's fighting.
Even though people are clowning on it a little for like the Red Hood jump and stuff like that.
Actually, no,
I do appreciate the effort they put into it to make the characters different.
Yeah, I'll put the it in the background, just the demo. But yeah, I think he looks good. I think like this storyline about like him trying to like I feel like he's gonna be the leader of the team, which makes sense. Because obviously he's the first son of Batman. So, but yeah, I think it looks really cool. I actually don't mind the glider either. I think the glider's kind of cool.
I think it's a little.
They have it in the comics too.
They do. Yeah, they do.
Batman than gliders.
I don't know. I still think it's kind of goofy, but I think it's fine.
Yeah. I will say this though, because like Diego, shout out to Diego. He talked about this. He mentioned this yesterday. He said that the combat looked clunky. I will say this though. I feel like the person who was playing the demo isn't that good at his own game, so like that kind of affected the way the gameplay was supposed to look. The gameplay looked, but
it could be one of those games too where when you add more players or like play online, it could get a little like shakier, you know?
That's true, yeah. But I will say this though, like I think people are giving like the combat a little bit too harshly because because they're so used to Arkham combat and the free flow combat system that they have on Arkham. Because you can tell they're trying something different. They mentioned like there's a momentum system in this. So like obviously like the more hits you get, the more like crazy shit you can do, I guess, and they have more abilities, I guess, with like the more momentum you build up when you fight. But like like I feel like people are just like shoving like they're so used to Arkham that they expect the combat to be the same thing. So combat, because the combat in the games were great, but I will say there's like low-key Arkham combat is too easy for me personally. Like it's not that difficult to not get hit in Arkham.
And I think the other thing too is a lot of people, including myself, haven't played like Arkham in so long that you kind of like hype it up more than it actually is.
Yeah,
Arkham combat I still think is really fun. At least what I remember of it, but that game's not quite as smooth as they think it is.
Oh, true. Yeah, I can agree with that. Also, yeah, that team up. I like how like in terms of the co-op, like the whole team, like the teamwork attacks that they can do is really cool. But yeah, I think just like I feel like this combat's gonna be a bit more challenging than Arkham. I think Arkham's it's too easy for me, at least in my opinion. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like the gameplay. I mean, obviously it could use a bit more work, but I think it's just the person playing it's just not the best because obviously like when they do like premiere demos like this, like they have to make sure that the gameplay is perfect when they pre-record it. So
they're also still like working on the game. Like this isn't the final version.
That's true. Like actually, I'll bring this up because people are talking about this online. So this game comes out in October. And that's around like roughly like 6 months. Do you think they have enough time? Is 6 months enough time to get rid of like to finish the game up? Or you think they should delay it for a second time?
I don't know. I don't know enough about what's in this game that it needs to be worked on. It's hard to know without like getting your hands on it.
That's true. Yeah, but I mean, I'm looking forward to the game. I mean, I won't pre-order it, of course, but I mean, I'll buy it. I'll maybe buy it maybe when it comes out. And
if they put it on Game Pass, I will play it.
Yeah, I'll play it for
Day
sure.
One.
I'll definitely play. Yeah, but the mystical leap thing. But yeah. Well, I'll definitely check it out at some point. I'm curious to see the other gameplay trailer, the character trailer that they dropped, like Batgirl. I'm looking forward to Batgirl to see how she plays, and Tim Drake. But that's basically it for the rest of the show. But I mean, obviously, I like to do recommendations. So, like, if you have any recommendations at all, anything, it could be a comic or a book or a show or a movie.
I've mentioned this before, not on the show. The Batman Unburied podcast on Spotify, better than I thought it was going to be. Actually, pretty entertaining.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not really the the serial podcast type of person. I don't know. I've been trying
It
to
might
dip my
not be
toe
for
in.
you, but if someone's into that, it's not bad.
Okay, I've been trying to dip my toe into that, but like
It's
I don't know.
at the very least, it's interesting.
Okay.
At least in the beginning, I think it's really interesting.
Wait, what's it called again?
Batman Unburied.
Batman Unburied. Okay. I want to look who's the voice cast for it actually.
It's got a star-studded cast. Actually, it's kind of surprising.
Oh really? Oh shoot! Okay, they got Gina Rodriguez, Barbara Gordon, Ashley Burgess, Vicky Vale. Oh, wait, hold on! They got Winston Duke. They got my boy Winston Duke.
He's really good at it. He does a great job.
They got my boy M'Baku. You're lying. You're lying. Okay, I'll check this out. I'll watch it. I'll listen to it. I'll listen to it for sure.
Yeah, it's like good if you're like doing something in the background, but you kind of like want to listen to something.
Okay, got you. Okay, yeah, that's perfect for me then. But yeah, Winston Duke is Batman, and Lance Reddick is Thomas Wayne. What? Hold on. Jason Isaacs is Alfred. Okay, this is too much. It's too much. It's too much. Jessica Marie Garcia is Ray Montoya. That's sick. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely listening to this shit then. It's a must. Well, what I have to recommend this week, it isn't Buffy the Vampire Slayer, even though you should watch and read the comics for Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This week, because this while I was away on vacation, I was reading a lot of the stuff I had on some of the excess stuff I had on Comixology. Just because I have a lot of stuff downloaded, but I haven't really read much of it. But yeah, so one of the things I managed to read while I was there is Jason Aaron's Doctor Strange, actually. I had volume 1, The Way of the Weird on my Comixology. And I'm not really a Doctor Strange fan, but I can wholeheartedly say that like this is like the best Doctor Strange I've read in like a while. So maybe like screen share what it looks like so that people could get the idea what the volume. Yeah, but yeah, Doctor Strange: The Way of the Weird, written by Jason Aaron and drawn by Chris Bacalo. It's really good. It focuses a lot on Doctor Strange, on his daily life as like a sorcerer, and the fact that like magic actually like has a cost when you use it. So like, and it actually like magic affects him physically and like mentally. Like it's crazy. And it's kind of a lead up to because this came out in 2015, so like they already did this storyline and all that stuff, but like it focuses on the lead up to like the last days of magic, where like there's a threat that's actually like ending magic, and like magic is slowly disappearing. And it's really cool. The writing is really good. I mean, Jason Aaron, this is before he did Avengers, because his Avengers right now is bad, but like this is before that. So his writing on, I love the way he writes Strange. I love the way Chris Bacalo draws Strange, and like the magic and like the body horror as well. Because his book is very fun, but it also be very dark and very like horror focused as well. And I think it's really good. I think you should check it. People should check it out as well. It's a very good read. Yeah, that's what I have to recommend for this episode. I don't really have anything else besides like recommend watching Miss Marvel. Watch Miss Marvel. Read Miss Marvel. Read Miss Marvel as well. Read Generation Y, which is I think is the first volume of Miss Marvel by G. Willow Wilson. But yeah, that's what I got to recommend. But yeah, Rebecca, any final thoughts on what we talked about today?
No, I think that's it.
That's it. Yeah, I'm good. I mean, most of the stuff we talked about pretty self-explanatory. Miss Marvel, great. The Boys, great. Black Adam, maybe we'll watch it. Gotham Knights, the CW show, garbage. The game, we'll check it out. The game is it's not a thumbs up. It's like a halfway there. It's like the game is.
It's like that.
Like that. Okay, we just got to see more of the game. But I'm excited. I'm looking forward to seeing the other character trailers for sure. What else? The Sandman. Excited for the Sandman, but I have to read the comics to get it back. Actually, I'm debating if I should watch the Sandman blind or not. But we'll see. Obviously, Miss Marvel. We know our thoughts on Miss Marvel. We don't read Obi-Wan. I guess is great for you, Rebecca, but terrible for everyone else. Right? Is that the vibe I'm getting with Obi-Wan? But yeah.
I have bad taste.
Okay. Listen, I'm not welcome to the club. But but yeah, I mean that's all we gotta say for it. So basically, like, so we'll just close it out and just thanks for people that are watching this or will watch this. We appreciate it. Expect more videos coming. Hopefully, expect clips of the stuff that we've done so far because I've been planning on making clips for a minute. I just ran into technical problems, so that's why I didn't post any clips yet. But yeah, thank you, Rebecca, for joining me. This was fun. This was a nice conversation. We talked a lot of shit and we praised a lot of shit. So I appreciate it. Also, your friend as well for her background feedback. That was fun. But
anytime.
Yeah, words. But yeah, so we'll just close it out and just like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Get home safe, and we'll see you in the next video. All right, people. Bye-bye.